Okay, welcome everyone to the Pro Trade Room Plus. We're here for the market opens, ISM services. My name is Lee Goldstein, the trading director for 10-Minute Trades. Please remember, all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. Okay, good morning everyone. Can you hear the mic? You should be able to hear the mic. You should be seeing my charts. Give me a heads up if you're out there, and we'll get started. Now, it's interesting, but they have not reset the prop accounts from Friday. So you better just trade carefully. Your values, profits, losses have not been reset. So if you did any trading on Friday, that's not carried over yet. The day is not over, it appears. I did a little bit of scalping on Friday, and the values are still in my accounts. So just going to trade carefully today anyway, the day after a big holiday weekend. I would expect the volume is not going to be as big as normal. It's summer also. I think a lot of people are still on vacation. So I would just be a little bit conservative possibly today is all I'm saying. A lot of controversy in the world. A lot of controversy. The Great American Fair, number one. FIFA and red cards. A lot of controversy. Great game yesterday, England. And who did England play? Who did England beat? Mexico. That was quite a game. Quite the game. Even if you don't like football, you gotta like it. But there's always a stain on FIFA because of the possible corruption that some people think exists in the organization. So everything seems to be a mess these days, but the games, the sport, the playing is beautiful. Unless, I don't think people are throwing the games. There's been some great games. Look at gold. Gold had a very interesting. I was looking at micro gold on the Gold Open. I'm also testing an updated version of the magnet, and I'm not anywhere near in the level of testing I need to be. So we'll see how it's working today. I've got a magnet. I was watching gold in the middle. We're going to go to YM on our gold chart because YM is what we always look at. YM 0926. That doesn't mean we can change. We can't change. We don't have to be YM forever. So I'm looking at YM magnet on the middle chart. I'll change my micro gold to a YM magnet. A 40 stop. Default target 1, -3. Position 2 is a 1. And we'll go 10 ticks above or below the magnet with a 40 tick stop, and I've got a high of day, low of day magnet at the moment. I'm going to label it YM magnet, And what account am I going to trade it in? I'm going to trade it in account 610, a new funded account, a new funded account. So today the YM will be account number 610. I'm down $7 just from a little scalp I took. I absolutely sent an email this morning, Calvin. Let me check and see if something happened. Hang on. Absolutely sent an email. Hang on, everyone. Oh boy, maybe I goofed. Did I goof? Let's fix it. Maybe I'm losing my mind. So I know I sent it and something happened, I think, in the software that I use where it didn't send it for some reason. I'm looking at it now. I can see if something is sent or not sent. So let me just fix it real quick. Doesn't take long. 2 seconds, folks. I apologize. Something happened in the software. I'll take the blame if I screw up. I screw up plenty because, I have a lot of different things I'm doing. If I screw up, I'll take the blame. I don't mind. This one, I know I did not screw up, but something happened inside the software. And that's rare, but I've seen it happen before. What's today's date? Today's the 26th. All right. Accidents happen. Something happened. I'm not even sure what. All right. So we're looking at the oil open. Oil is down. Too busy spending. Yeah, too many spam emails. So the question is what to do with oil. Most mornings, we don't always take an oil trade in the morning. Right now, I've got a reversal, excuse me, a reverse continuation on oil. And that's just a simple one position trade with a 30 tick stop. And it's labeled CL reverse continue. And it's on the prop account that it's on. And then I have an oil magnet, one position, high of day, low of day at the moment. -3 is the default tick offset target. The stop is 30. Everything else is pretty much default. Choose the account, label it CL magnet, apply it, and OK it. So we have an oil magnet. But you want to look at oil over a 30-minute chart, 15-minute chart first. I like to look at. You could see overnight oil was pretty choppy. It hit highs and lows. It's it's off the lows. It's not all that far. from everything. So it's a fairly tight range. The high was 69.21. The low was 67.82. Not a huge range. The range has gotten smaller with the war supposedly being over. Today we're in closer to the lows than we are to the highs, and I think I would probably wait before I jumped into a trade on oil. Probably not going to trade oil this morning. Very low volume, quiet, not jumping into a trade. I'm watching the YM. We can put our YM magnet high of day, low of day on. YM, if you look at a longer term chart also, looking at the YM on a 30-minute chart, everything is pretty choppy. A lot of up and down, not big ranges because of the holiday. Also, Friday markets closed early. Today's the kind of day you might want to just watch more than you trade. Markets are pretty quiet at the moment, not super active. So YM, go back to a 1 minute at the moment. So I'm in a very heavy watch mode this morning. RTY, I've got a reverse continue on the chart for the open. Just one position, a 35 stop, a 35 target. Label it RTY reverse continue. Choose the account you're trading it in. Apply it, okay it. And I have right now just a reverse continue on. We have a opening range breakout trade for the RTY at 925. We'll set that up after the oil open. I am thinking that oil is going to test the low down here at 82. But at the moment, it's pretty quiet, so I'm going to just wait. Let's see what it does on the open. Oil's down half a buck, not even half a dollar on the morning since the open. I'm just not seeing what I think is a great opportunity. I'm thinking short, but the price has been all over the place overnight. There's not any real significant Iran news right now, not right at the moment. Okay, Chantal, good. It was an anomaly. Now, we did some testing on that 9 o'clock gold. 9 o'clock gold. I'm going to turn off the RTY for a minute. Put the chart on gold. GC0826. We had a trap trade that we tested on gold that Nitin was trading. And I may not have enough time to put it on. Trying 45 and 60. I'm just doing it in sim.
At 3.63%, unchanged from July.
Just out of curiosity, 45 and 60, trap,
unchanged from July 2nd.
GC. Just want to see what the response is. Position 1 is a 1. We're going to trigger 8, 59, 55. Stop of 30 in sim. Not a live real money trade here.
Order submitted.
All right, so the orders are on. Watching oil. Oil chopped a little bit to the downside. If we were trading that oil breakout, which we don't anymore, it's not even necessary to talk about it really. We don't trade the oil breakout. It's just not a profitable option. So if you
Order
notice,
canceled.
gold went down first and didn't fill. Now I would bring my orders up a little bit. I am watching the
Order filled.
YM. I'm not dying to take a trade this early yet on the YM. It might work. It might go test the low. I'm just not jumping into live trades this morning. So, Chantal, I know what you're saying, but on a trade where there's no news, I might just let gold do its thing for 3 minutes. Yeah, let the market get back from vacation. I totally agree. I may only trade the open this morning. Now, what Chantal is saying is the rule with a trap trade. Most news trap trades have a very serious rule. If price goes down and doesn't fill long and then it changes direction, that's your reversal. So if it didn't fill, you cancel the trade because your tiers were too big. So this morning on gold, it went down first. It did not fill to the long side. So it should have theoretically been canceled. That's really the way a trap trade is supposed to be traded. Now, the YM looks like that magnet would have worked. I'm not going to cry in a corner over being extremely conservative this morning. So, just curious about gold. I'm closing that trade.
Order filled.
You really should follow the rules ultimately. I mean, that's why we have the rules. Going back to the RTY. All right, so the oil open. Oil is doing what I thought it was going to do. It's testing the low. It is testing. It's going. It looks like it's testing the low. You know, I have
Order submitted.
a prop account. I have a prop account. That's pretty new. If you want to take just a small little risk of 10 or 12 ticks, see if you get a test heading towards the low, you can do it. You could put your stop above the VWAP if you want to wait. If you want to wait here and see if price stays in your direction. Now, interestingly, the YM did test the low. It did test the low. It was a little bit low for me to be jumping into a YM short, especially the volume was extremely low. Everything was really quiet. So watching to see, I'm only looking for, I would take 10 ticks on oil and then leave because we have other things to do. And I need that chart. Now, if you wanted to, you can move your stop to safety and not take any risk. You could put your stop at break even if you wanted to. So you don't have to take risk on the oil trade. It's a little bit close right now. Now I might shrink my stop to above the candle if it decides to go against me. You don't have to take a $300, $200 loss if you don't want to. Yeah, see, the gold trap trade would have worked, but it didn't fill. What direction did you get filled, Nitin? What direction did you get filled? All right, just watching oil. I need that chart for the open, for the MNQ. So we'll see if it decides to continue going down or not. So we're set up on the YM. The VWAP might be the most interesting setup this morning for the YM. We're a little bit far from the high of day, but the VWAP has a lot of pull. You got the PP nearby, previous market open is nearby. So I just want out of this oil trade because I want my chart. I was just testing my theory here. So no matter what, we don't have to lose. All right. See if we can trail a little bit.
Order filled.
All right. So I think it's going to test the low. If you're committed to oil, you could watch and see if it tests that low. We need the chart. So we have to decide in the morning how to deal with oil. It's hard to trade an instrument if you can't stick around for the trade, if you know what I mean. And I can only show so many charts. All right, we're going to change our oil chart to the MNQ 0926. And if you look at these markets at the moment, so I'd say MNQ, it was negative when I got here, and it wasn't really net. No, I would say it's been bullish since it made a low at 11 last night, Eastern time. So it looks like it's definitely moving more to the upside on a 15-minute chart. We have a 925 trade set up. I'll take my normal market open trades this morning. That's what I'm going to trade. And then we have ISM manufacturing. And that's an interesting trade. I'm going to reset my sim. Nah, I don't need to reset the sim. All right. So right now we've got MNQ on the left. Let's turn our magnet setups into MNQ setups. They're on the chart. So I have a reverse continue for the MNQ. I have a 75 stop and a 75 target. All right. 75 stop, 75 target, and we'll label it MNQ reverse continue. And we have a magnet MNQ. The stop will be 100. Default target of -3. Not changing anything, just labeling it MNQ magnet. Choosing the account I'm trading on. Usually I put the MNQ on high of day, low of day. Stop of 100, it's only 50 cents a tick. Label it MNQ magnet, choose your account. And then we're going to load in our 925 breakout trade. We have a template for that. We call that the MNQ pre-open. So let's find our pre-MNQ open, right click it and date it today. Today is the 6th. Load it in. Our setup for the 925 open is trigger at 924.59, a 30 bracket. Target 1 is 25, target 2 is 68. The stop is 75, and the target 1 stop move, if it hits the first target, it goes to break even BE. I'm putting the time on 00 at the beginning of the time because I will check the bracket. The trade is labeled pre-MNQ.
So seeing shares of
I'm
strategy
on
falling
SIM at the
4%
moment.
pre-market.
The chart
I've
goes
already
on
sold
SIM just to
3,580
test
Bitcoin last
how
week.
wide the
Stop
bracket
loss for
is for
digital assets
trade
is around
management. That's all.
Order
$8.3 billion.
submitted.
And that's fine for trade management.
Order
I don't
canceled.
want it all scrunched up. So we'll go back to the breakout, and now we'll put the correct time in, 924.59. Bracket of 30, target 1 is 25, target 2 is 68. Target 1 stop move is BE for break even, and the stop is 75 ticks. And we're trading it in a certain account, so I'll just make sure all the trades are in that account for the MNQ. And and I'll put the chart trader on that account. Then I'll turn on my setups. Did I put the time back on the MNQ breakout? Yes, 924.59 is the trigger. All right, so we're just watching right now MNQ behavior before the open. We have our YM setups already. On the YM magnet, it might be that the most interesting setup this morning would be a test of the VWAP. Right-click the chart, Roz, and try to reload all historical data. Also, turn your data off and on, change the time frame on the chart, and then go back to the time frame you want to use. See if any of those help. Sometimes the historical data works, which is nice. So the YM magnet, if I wanted to do a test of the VWAP, I would go down to the bottom of the control panel, change off to manual entry price, where it says target ticks, go to VWAP, and now move my order to where I want to get filled. It's a long into the VWAP because we're under the VWAP. And if you want it automated, you turn it on, turn it purple. So I'm going to trade for the VWAP. We're at the low. So if the market continues down, I won't have a trade. If the market does a retrace to the VWAP, we'll have a trade. So it's not unusual to not have a trade. We don't have a trade every single morning. Sometimes you're trying to test not the wrong level, but a level that doesn't get tested. Now, there's a lot of levels all in one area, a lot of pivots. So I think price has a good shot of going to this area on the Y where you have the VWAP, the PP, previous market open, right? Now in our RTY, the only other thing I have set up on the YM is just a simple reverse continue. Let's put it on. I didn't set it up yet. Right now we have a YM magnet, and we need our reverse continue strategy. Click News Trader, change the breakout to a reverse continue. Just one position this morning, target one. We'll go 35 with a 35 stop. Now the MNQ is really starting to sell off. Label it YM reverse continue and choose the account I'm trading my YM setups in. And turn it on. All right. So I'm waiting on the YM, watching the MNQ. Nothing to do on the MNQ. Today's definitely a little riskier, Roz, because volume's crappy. It's the day after a holiday. They didn't reset all the accounts. Today's riskier. I'm definitely trading a less important account this morning, to be honest. I'm trading a less important account. So that's what I'm actually sitting here thinking about. What account do I want to trade my RTY range? So first off, RTY reverse continue. So I have some very good funded accounts. I've got one that's halfway to money. I have another one that's in the money, and I have another one that's 700 from money. And I have a new one that's $7 down. I'm going to use my $7 down account this morning. So I'm going to put my reverse continue on, which is already on. One position, 35 target, 35 stop. And that's a new funded account. I need to use it a little bit. That's called an RTY reverse continue. We'll put in our range trade on the RTY. I'm going to load the template. And I'm going to look for the template. And our range trade, all right? Our RTY open is a range trade. ISM is happening today. Yep. We will be doing ISM. It'll be a quick open this morning. Not going to hang around and trade signals because of ISM. So our range trade, the range start time is 9:25. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Show the range graphics on chart is checked. Label it RTY range. Choose the account you're trading in. And then the range ends at 9:30:00. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 10. Target 2 is 20. I'm using a small. I'm going to use the 35 stop this morning. Target 1 stop move is BE. If my first target gets hit, my stop moves to break even. 10 and 20 on the targets, 35 on the stop. 9:30:00 is the start of the range trade. Choose your account. And then if you want to put a magnet on the RTY, it's right in the middle of the magnets. I like the magnet. So I'll put a magnet on. Just one position this morning with a 35 tick stop. Everything else is pretty much default. I don't need to change anything else on it at the moment. Label it RTY. RTY, everything's on the same account. I'm leaving it off because the range trade is the main trade. I don't want to see my orders yet. And make sure we're on the right account, which I've checked 10 times. So the magnet is nice for looking at signals. The first thing that's going to happen here is we're going to have a 925 MNQ breakout trade on this chart. Okay. Now, if anybody's watching on YouTube, could somebody, I'm not watching the YouTube stream. I can see the chat though. So if a couple of people would just check in and say hello on YouTube, that would be greatly appreciated. So right now, just watching and waiting for the MNQ breakout. Our orders will show up on the chart a couple of seconds before 9:25.
Order submitted. Order
Okay,
filled.
there's our orders. It immediately hit the first target, so I'll expand my target. If it pulls back, it'll take me out. I'll trail a little bit. I expanded my target. If it'll keep pushing up, I'll push my trail up a little bit. I don't want to get so close. Let it see if it'll break the VWAP. Might as well make the target bigger. It's moving up. Just trailing a
Order
tiny
filled.
bit. I didn't trail very much. I did not trail very much. So it hit the first target and then trailed and pulled back a little bit. So the pre-MNQ is over. We can remove that setup to reduce any confusion. Pre-MNQ breakout is over. And now we have our bear with me, MNQ magnet, MNQ reverse continue. Let me check my MNQ chart for my 930 breakout, which I don't have, so let's load it. Go to template, load, MNQ new open. That's what I call it. Pretty sure. We'll double check. MNQ new open. Here it is. We're going to right click it and rename it today. Today is the 6th. Load it. I'm going to put the time on 0. We'll test the bracket. 9:29:59 is the trigger time, 30 on the bracket, 20 and 100 on target 1 and target 2, 125 stop, and then target 1 stop move is break even. I did not get taken out on that MNQ. It put me in the market immediately long. It was very fast, a very fast, choppy start. So I'm on sim.
Order canceled. Order submitted. Order canceled.
So I'm just looking for manageable brackets. All right. Manageable brackets. So I'm going to put the time back to 9:29:59.
Heads up, Trump is also due to be speaking
Bracket of
shortly.
30.
We'll put the video
Trump
back.
is talking now. He's ringing the NASDAQ opening bell. So you got to be careful if you want to trade now. 20 and 100 on the target, 125 on the stop, BE on the break even. Notice we could get a YM fill if it goes and tests the, if it goes and tests the VWAP. So we have a YM VWAP test. One thing I didn't do, I don't think I set my YM to break even on the magnet. Let me show you what I'm talking about. YM magnet. Very quickly, because I have multiple contracts, target one stop move, I want break even. That's all. I didn't set that up. It's set up now. And it went through my order, so I'm not going to trade it now because I was setting up. So we'll do a high of day, low of day on the magnet now, because that's what it appears the market's going to do. We could have had a VWAP, but I can't play coulda, woulda, shoulda. All right, I'm not playing coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Crazy fast price movement.
Order fell. Order fell.
Crazy fast. So I got left in a trade on the RTY. That's not a good thing. I need to let it pull back. I'm in a trade. It didn't fill the orders. If it keeps going, so the question is, do I want to leave it? Do I want to just close this trade or look for a retrace and then close it? Right now it left me with no orders. We should get a little bit of a retrace, I would hope, off of the high. We are getting a little bit. I need a buy stop, a buy limit,
Order submitted.
and a sell stop. I'm sorry, I need a buy stop.
Order submitted.
So if it makes a new high, I can have a stop there. If we get a retrace, we're getting a retrace. I've definitely lost. I was long on my entry, and I can't tell what happened here. I'm going to have to look at the video. I don't want to lose that much money. This is a funded account. It's purposely not my best funded account. And the reason I'm shrinking this stop is because I think I've lost possibly on the initial move. That's what I'm concerned about. Something very crazy happened on that trade behavior. And we'll watch the video and we'll see. No, it's only $82. So I got to watch the video and see what happened. It's nowhere near as, there's not the damage that I thought it might have had. It was just crazy volatility. That's the risk you take. Crazy volatility sometimes. Okay, Trump is talking at the NASDAQ. Our MNQ market open went short immediately and hit both targets. Then it did a very fast reversal. So that account had two winners. The YM. The RTY is much worse than it seems because I traded in the same account. Let me just check and see where I traded it. YM, yeah. I traded in the same account as the RTY, and the YM was up about 180, and when the RTY was done, the account was down 82. So the RTY lost 280-ish, 180-ish, 180-ish. Nope, sorry, 280-ish, 280-ish. So something happened on my RTY. We'll take a look at the video. Let's take a look at the video real quick and we'll go over to ISM. So I'm turning everything off for the moment. Everything off. Oh, here we go.
Interfax report citing a Russian diplomat says we assume that high-level discussions between Russia and the US will continue.
Breakout MNQ is gone. RTY, I will be trading on a different chart. So RTY, I'm going to remove. My middle chart is going to be RTY 0926. At the moment,
Speaking about Iran, just repeating what he said in the past before.
let's put RTY on the left. That's going to be my main ISM trade.
Microsoft says roles eliminated are not being replaced.
Markets
by AI.
making new highs. It's always difficult to trade when you're making new highs or new lows, right? It's not easy.
Trump praises Dell.
Let me just save this video.
To Trump praising Dell for Trump account donations. Trump on Trump account says $1,000 has been deposited into accounts for more than 500,000 children.
Okay.
Trump says go out and buy a Dell.
So let's create a new video. We need to put our news up.
Trump says
Very
a one-time
quickly, let's
icon
look and see if we can tell what happened
as
on
Trump
my
is speaking,
RTY.
going out to saying go out and
If
buy a
not,
Dell.
we can do it
Dell shares
after
moving up
ISM.
further. Go back to those comments from Trump.
Something pretty
Dell
crazy
has
happened
spending
on that
gains
chart.
to
Watch the
3%
chart on the
of the
right.
company.
At 9:30. Today's definitely a little riskier, Roz, because vol.
Also a reminder, in about 10 minutes time we get the
All right, there's the
PMI
range
finals.
creating
Forecast
itself.
51.3 unchanged from the prior. Composite PMI finals.
Here's the
Forecast
range.
52.2 unchanged from the prior.
I think the volatility started kicking in because Trump was at the open of the NQ. He was at the
Microsoft
NASDAQ.
says there will be more changes ahead, saying that other parts of the business will need to make similar changes.
So it looks to me like it should have hit both targets, but the data failed. The data failed. You had two longs, target one and target two were hit,
Seeing shares Microsoft slipping 2%.
and then it stopped. Yet it was left in the trade with one contract. So the data did not protect us. It didn't work. The data failed. It's just that simple. The data failed to take the orders and close the trade. That's what happened. So there's nothing you can do about that if it happens. What you might want to do is on the chart that you were trading, you could cancel all your orders on that particular account just to be safe. Or you could load your RTrader Pro if that's what you're using and make sure that you don't have any orders hanging around. So instead of making money, we lost $82 on that account, which is a shame. And because it looked like a great burst, a very nice long, and the data just let us down, didn't fill all the orders properly. I'm not going to scream and yell about data integrity. This is one of the things you do. If you're going to trade prop, you're going to have to deal with data. And sometimes even in a cash account, you can get data that doesn't behave properly. It happens. However, we do see it way more with prop accounts than you see in cash accounts. It is what it is, though. That's the risk you
Because
accept,
businesses are investing in the US because of tariffs.
right? That's what I believe. You accept that risk. So let's get ready for ISM. Give me half a second to set up the video. Welcome everyone to the Pro Trade Room Plus. Hang on. Welcome everyone to the Pro Trade Room Plus ISM Services. My name is Lee Goldstein, the Trading Director for 10-Minute Trades. Please remember, all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. All right, so ISM, there's always plenty of news that comes along with ISM. So let's check and see what's going on this morning.
I'm just going down to get the composites and
At
CFD prices.
9:45, there is
FTY
final
£1 for
services.
143 unchanged
That's a
price
trade
for the range of
we
4
don't
to
take.
9.
That's a report we
1
don't trade.
composite PMI forecast for T
Both
spot 3
ISM
unchanged for 5
services
with a range of
reports
52 spot 5 to 51
have
spot
a
5.
9:45
Trump says that we're looking
separate
for a type
event.
of accounts for
We
gold.
don't trade it. All right. We've tried. It just hasn't moved the markets enough. But I'll watch it. We will watch it. It's called final services. That's what that report is. All right. Final services. Right now, the markets are making new highs. ISM is an RTY trap trade. It's not a gold. RTY breakout trade is the family money trade, not the gold trap. The gold trap is risk. You could easily lose $1,000 on a gold trap trade. You have to remember that. You have to remember that if you're going to trade it, funded cash or eval, right? That's what you have to decide. So right now we're going to turn, let's start from scratch on everything. So we have a DMM. We have a gold trap trade. We do not under any circumstances recommend the gold breakout. It's not working. The gold trap trade, it exploded in April and blew us out of the trade. So there's certainly risk in the gold trap trade. I'll put a reverse continue on the gold chart. One position, a target of 40, a stop of 35, and I'll label it GC reverse continue. And I'll test this gold trap trade in our new. We have a prop account that restarted. The billing took place again, so it's like a fresh account. So I'll put the gold reverse continue in there, and then I'll do the gold trap trade, fully understanding that there is a lot of risk with a trap trade. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. That's how many orders you have, right? Those are your orders. We're going to trigger the trade at 9:59.55.
As the company used to lay off about 2.1% of global workforce.
The stop is 30. Tier 1 is 35. Tier 2 is 65. We're going to label it Trap GC. And like I said, we're in account number 43. Apply it and OK it on gold. And you can, I always put a magnet on almost all my gold charts. One position, a 40 tick stop, standard default, everything else. Label it GC magnet. Same account. So our gold chart is ready. Here comes the data for the news. It's 45, 9:45. It's pouring here.
Seconds.
RTY is still pushing up. Gold in the middle of highs and lows. 51.
51 spot 3. Composite 51 spot 9. 51 spot 9. Low in the forecast 52 spot 2.
51.9 and 51.3 on the news. Both lower than forecast. Not seeing the biggest response from gold on this news. Just not seeing that much of a response. So we'll get, and we have not been trading that event because it really just hasn't done much. So we'll look for ISM Magnet Services. That's what we got going on in 15 minutes. All right. All right, so we've got our gold trap trade set up. We'll see if it's safe to trade. Let me show you our spike sheet for the gold trap and show you where it becomes tricky. So a spike sheet shows us every move when the news was released. 74 ticks last month, 44 the month before. So that's definitely somewhat inconsistent. 108 in April. See, if we stay 40 and 70, 60, 68, 72, 45, then our setup today should be safe. If we get an anomaly and it explodes 130 ticks, then we'll get stopped. And then on the RTY setup, RTY, we have a breakout. First, I'll put a reverse continue on the chart. Just a one position, 35 target, 35 stop. RTY, reverse continue. And I'll keep trading in that funded account we've been using this morning. We'll try and get that money back. So we have our reverse continue. One position, 35 target, 35 stop. Label it. RTY reverse continue. Choose the account you're trading in. Apply it. And then we'll put a breakout. Double click News Trader. It's set to breakout. 9:59:58 on the trigger. The bracket's 20. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. One contract each. Target 1 is 10. Target 2 is 25. Stop 35. Target 1 stop move BE to break even if it hits the first target. Label it RTY breakout and choose the account you're trading on, number 610. Apply it. So our reverse continue is on that account as well as our breakout. And I put magnets on almost every trade. I'll put a magnet on the RTY. Position 1 is a 1, a target of 4, a default target with a stop of 40. Everything else at the moment default. Label it RTY magnet. And our RTY is on that 610 account. Apply it. Okay it. So I'll turn on the breakout first. Let's double check our breakout. Let's check our brackets. Let's go to the breakout and highlight it. We'll put the time on 0. All right. Activate gets 0. Put the charts on sim.
10 minutes ago now till we get the US ISM non-stat.
Apply it and okay it. Put our chart trader on sim.
With the range of 55 spot 1 to 53 spots 3.
And I'm just looking for the bracket width. That's all I'm looking for. So RTY breakout.
Order submitted.
That's our bracket
Order
width.
canceled.
It's a little bit volatile, but it's manageable in the width of the bracket. Go back to the strategy, highlight the breakout. 9:59:58 is the correct time for the activate. Bracket of 20. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 10 ticks. Target 2 is 25. The stop is 35. Target 1 stop move is BE for break even. Label it RTY breakout and then choose the account you're trading on. Apply it. Okay it. Put the chart trader on the account you're trading on. So our RTYs are on one account and our gold is on one account. So we have a breakout for ISM. It's a little nerve-wracking to be making new highs at the exact moment of a report. Calvin, you can't go into R Trader and cancel it? So gold, we have a trap trade set up. Let me put the right account on gold. Gold, we're in 43. We're up a few dollars in that account, 114 from the MNQ open. RTY, we're in a funded account, and we're down $82 on that account. ISM last month, we don't look at because, hold on. Let me take that back. ISM last month looked like this. ISM, we were trading gold and RTY last month. Just waiting for the video to go to the right spot. Some videos I can't move them to 2 seconds before the trade. I just have to wait sometimes. 15 seconds. RTY, we were trading on the right. I think last month was a problem for breakouts. Let's double check. That was the trap. The gold trap trade reversed immediately. RTY, I believe I had a loser because I only traded one contract. It might have been I was using an account that only allowed one contract. So it looks like it filled short. It did a nick fill right at the bottom and then went up. So it looked troublesome for RTY, and it looked like a profit on the trap. Not a big profit, though.
PMI forecast 54
Not a big profit
for 5.
on the
Services
trap.
prices paid forecast 58
April,
for 5, price 71 for 3. Employment forecast 48
May it traded with jolts,
7.9.
so it's
New
different
orders forecast
testing.
56.8, 557.
It's different testing. Jolts changes a report. So if Jolts is one of the reports that's trading, the testing is not the same. So we skip Jolts and we look at April when it trades more normally. ISM in April. We were looking at the ES for a while on this report. RTY has been a constant as gold has been. The gold breakout, though, has not been behaving well. We did have an ES set up, and we had an RTY set up. Both of them were very fast in April. Looks like the ES hit one target and reversed for a small winner. And then the RTY looked like it had one of those data orders where it filled short and nothing else is on the chart. And then price went up, so you had to exit. Difficult. I'm not going to lie to everybody. These ISM reports can be quite volatile. So maybe it's a little bit of a stretch to call it a family money trade. Now I'm testing a new version of the magnet. I have a issue with it that is not usable for me. It has an issue that is a real problem. Let me get the clock back. So I do think ISM has quite a bit of risk based on its recent behaviors. Quite a bit of risk based on recent behaviors. So if you've made money trading the open this morning, you might want to keep your money and trade ISM small and carefully. So what's one reason the markets might be so bullish today? Um, that $1,000 account for kids born between what 2024 5 in 2028, but I have to look and see what that program is. So 1 minute, obviously, gold trap is definite risk on this report.
1 minute ago now, Luigi, the ISM.
The RTY breakout, if we get a nice breakout for all, we could have a good RTY trade, but ISM, it has been difficult.
According to the Financial Times, Germany is to borrow 800 billion euros for rearmament in historic shift.
So we'll be watching the breakout on the left, RTY, gold trap on the right. The gold trap orders will show up 5 seconds before the news. The brackets 2 seconds on the RTY before the news. If you're trading a trap trade, make sure you can see all your orders, including the stops.
Order submitted.
See, I can see everything.
Order
So I'm watching the
submitted.
RTY.
54 as expected.
Order
Prices
submitted.
paid,
Order
67.7.
filled.
Push down
Order filled.
and reverse. So basically a one target reversal. Nothing wrong with that. You just don't make a lot of money when that happens. Now, watch it to see what would have happened if you did not move the stop. Now, the trap trade moved up first. This trap trade, our tiers are too big. They're too big. You should not let it fill long because it moved up first. It moved up first.
We have posted out the Financial Times article.
I'm going to cancel the gold trap trade. Going to cancel it. We'll check the video and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I like to wait a minute on gold because if it changes direction and goes up, I would take the short because gold's negative. But I don't want the long because the long didn't work. Let me show you what I mean. So it's a canceled trap. It is a canceled trap. I'm going to let it fill short. Gold's $35 short. I might regret it. All right, it's pulled back. Canceling trap. Minute and a half.
Canceled.
That was a long, whoops, that was long enough.
Order canceled.
That was long enough. Let's take a look at the video. Let me explain the trap trade to you. The RTY, it hit target 1 and reverse, so it's just a small win. That's a $50 win. It's only a 10-tick target, 1 contract. It's no great giant trade. Now, nobody said you had to only trade 1 contract. We have tested the MNQ on this report. It was mediocre at best. The 50 bracket was inconsistent on this report. Let's take a look at the video. Let me teach everybody something. Let me render the video. And let me just create a new video for after the news. Okay. So here's the video. And let me look at the video. So here's ISM manufacturing. 5 seconds before the news. Now our setup was tier 1 was 35, tier 2 was 65. So the market has to move 35 ticks in one direction If it goes up 35, it fills us short. If it goes down 35, it fills us long. All right, that's how a trap trade works. And then when it makes its reversal, that's where you get your profit. All right, so here we are. Five seconds before the news, our orders show up on the chart. If the market goes up, we sell. If the market goes down, we buy. So once the news comes out, notice the news got released and price popped up, but we did not get filled short. Gold is negative $32. That's the direction I want to be filled. I'd rather get filled short than long on this trade because the net change display shows very negative gold today. Price pops up, does not fill. Now it starts heading down. You're not supposed to let it fill you long because it's reversing the first part of the news. And we didn't get filled. Our orders were too big. So the spike was not what we needed, and we have to analyze it for next time.
War in Ukraine says Putin does feel the pressure,
The only thing
and we're in talks.
that would allow you to still get a fill
We're in talks, and
is
we'll
if
see
you
Putin
keep
this.
watching. If direction changes again on you and starts moving up, 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 and you want to take a higher risk trap trade of a slower fill, as long as it's in the short direction, that's allowed. But you have to accept more risk because on the news it spiked, didn't fill, and it reversed. And it did it without us. Right there, I was thinking of not canceling because gold was it's still pretty negative on the day. But ultimately, we canceled. It almost filled. It didn't. Started pulling back again. So I canceled. And look where gold is. It's pretty much where it was. So I think we did the right thing today. I think we did the right thing. You know, maybe it got up to 4160. It did get up to 4160. So watch. $41.60 after the news. Almost filled, and then we didn't allow it. Okay, we did not allow it, and then look at what happened right there. It popped
Concessions.
to 41.60. Had you left your orders on there, you would have gotten that fill. All right, you would have gotten your fill. It was a little bit non-traditional as a trap trade, just so you understand. The initial move was down,
Jumping around says that I'm not looking for regime change.
and it did not fill us, okay? Then it reversed. If you hung around and waited, it did fill short in here, and it would have been a great trap trade, but it didn't quite follow the exact rules of how we trade a trap trade, okay? So that's the lesson. on the trap trade. All right. RTY, it just was a very simple hit target one and reversed. Now, look at the price action though. Sometimes protecting the stop doesn't make you money. So here's the RTY trade. We got filled short. The stop was 30. Our original stop was 3036. 3035. 303570. 303570.
Trump and around says either we'll make a deal or we'll finish the job.
303570. It came really close. Very, very close.
Trump and around says I would rather make a deal.
If you left your stop alone, you could theoretically still be in that short. And sometimes if you protect your profit by moving your stop
Trump
to
says we haven't
BE
seen
break
the
even, sometimes you leave money on the table, but sometimes you protect a trade that reversed and the reversal would have taken you out. There is no only do this if your target gets hit. We do as much testing as we can. Sometimes moving your stop to safety causes you to make less money. And sometimes it protects a trade from being a loser. Everybody does their trade management differently. There is no, this is the way you should always do trade management only. All right. That might have been an interesting RTY signal, a nice VWAP signal. Any questions? I want to thank everyone watching on YouTube. I'm going to close our YouTube. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow on YouTube. Hit the like button and the notification, and we'll see you tomorrow.